then I'll take my pre-measured flour and I'll start whisking it in the bottom of my pan, as you can see. And basically,
I told y'all to get up. What y'all playing, man? Come on up.
What that is called is a simple roux. What that is. And after you add your roux, you want to start slowly pouring in your heavy whipping cream. And I use 2 pints of heavy whipping cream. Those recipes should be being passed out right now.
Yeah, they got it.
Okay.
We'll see if we get some more too.
And you just slowly add it in.
He got one, Jerome. Don't mess with it. Oh, okay. Jerome, go on.
What are you putting in now?
Yes, in the noodles.
That's whipping cream.
In the noodles,
That's
you want to
whipping
put about 3 tablespoons of oil to about, and that's to about, in a 1 pound box, you got a 16-ounce box that you can buy out of the store, just a simple box. They're 10 for 10 at Kroger. You can get any kind that you want, that you choose to get, and you take about a quarter of that box for 2 servings. Yeah, you can do olive oil. Olive oil is always good. That's an alternative. Okay, and then I'm gonna finish pouring the rest of it.
So it's better to pour it in increments than pour it all at once?
Yes, because what'll happen is it'll curdle on you, and you don't want it to lump up. You ever tasted something that's really lumpy, like a gravy that's not broken down yet? Okay, so next I am gonna add my chicken base.
Chicken base. This is on the
Okay.
recipe. This
now,
is bouillon.
on the recipe, I have bouillon cubes.
Okay.
A lot of you, personal say you're a chef. We use chicken base. It's already all that is taken to a boiling stage and is minced all the way down until it comes to like a paste. And that's the best form of it. Now the difference between that is the chicken bouillon cubes are pre-frozen, basically. And then they're melted down, and then they're soaked into a cube. This just eliminates the stage of taking it down and trying to pour it off into the pan. Okay? And then the next thing we'll add is our cheese.
This is all the cheese is combined in there?
No, this cheese is not combined.
Which one was that?
This is the Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
Okay, and now I'm gonna add my mozzarella cheese.
Oh, okay. Two cheese.
So as you can see, it's starting to form together. It's starting to come out into that paste form that we need. And now we're gonna add our garlic.
That's garlic powder?
That's garlic
Yes,
powder.
that's garlic powder. I don't think I had enough heavy whipping cream. Should be some in the bag. Somebody grab it.
There you go.
Okay? And now the next stage is adding the pasta. And that's the pre-boiled pasta.
Eyeball the thickness of the cream that you're making?
It automatically cooks for you. 3 to 5 minutes is how long it.
But I mean, you saw that there wasn't
Enough cream.
That wasn't enough cream. Okay, as you can see.
Is that an eyeball sort of thing?
Yes, that is kind of eyeball, but what you want it to do is you want it to be creamy enough where it's runny just a little bit, not so thick. You don't want it thick and pasty.
Spread on all the noodles.
Uh-huh.
I ain't got that move right there.
It'll be all over the place. I'm gonna tell you, I could never tell you the amounts of eggs that I have thrown up against the stove by. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many I dropped and sneak off and look behind me and say, did anybody see me?
Well, what's the best thing for cleaning, like egg off of the stove?
Not in my stove. It's somebody.
Well, what happens is, I teach cooking classes. I'll help you out there.
Start with that.
So the best thing to do there is some things that they sell, oven cleaner. Just let it spray it on there and let it sit. The key to cleaning something off of an oven is to get it really hot. When you get it really hot and you spray it, it penetrates through the stainless steel. and then you can just scrub it off that way. Brillo pad, elbow grease.
Now, what about the noodles, but before you prepare, like how long do you let your noodles cook?
3 to 5
3 to
minutes.
5,
3 to 5 minutes.
Here we come.
What you talking about in the pot? You talking about
Yeah,
in the
like
pot?
Pre-boil.
Pre-boil.
Yeah, he talking about pre-boiling Houston.
That's what he's talking
The
about.
pre-boiling?
No, not 35 minutes on the noodles, bro.
Because you run into a problem where the noodles be too done. and they
Yeah,
get mushy.
he talking about in the pasta, like when you actually boiling the noodles.
When you're actually boiling the noodles.
Yeah, how long are you letting them cook?
You let your water boil.
Okay.
And after it comes to a boil, you add your butter or your oil or your olive oil, and then your salt. And then you drop the noodles and cook them on high heat for 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, so we still going 3 to 5. Okay.
And the indication of it is simple. Old school chef told me this, and he's passed away, but I still love him. But you break the noodle, and when you break the noodle in half, and you still see a white ring around it, that means the noodle is not done. That's on spaghetti. That's on elbow pasta. That's on penne, linguine.
Mac writing that down, eh?
Whatever it is. Hey, I mean, everybody should be taking notes if you want to impress the ladies. That's why they.
That's what we doing this for, right?
Anniversary coming up. We should have did it.
He said 2 servings. One. It's 1 serving for me.
So now it has came to a stage, as you can see, it's creamy. It's still a little runny. It still has some liquid to it. Now, what happens is, as cheese cools down, it gets thicker. So you got to always keep that in mind. Also, can somebody start passing the samples around?
Is the are you changing the heat at any point on this? Or?
No,
Okay.
I'm not changing the heat. I'm just fast-paced cooking. What you call this is a 10-minute process. When somebody call in chicken Alfredo in a restaurant, what's happening is the pasta's already
Look at that,
boiled,
look at that.
the sauce is already made on the side, the chicken is already grilled. All they're doing is just heating these things up and tossing them together, making that cream sauce, and then garnishing that on the plate.
What did you grill the chicken in? Or cook
Little
the
man.
chicken?
The chicken was cooked in salt and pepper. And I'm gonna add just a hair more of salt and pepper. It's all listed out perfectly on the recipe.
Yeah, come on up here and see.
Any particular oil?
Oh, you can't see from back there?
Besides
Or what's like a favorite or something?
What's my favorite? My favorite is butter. Because the reason why butter is my favorite, let me tell you why. It's not the
Oh, Paula
healthiest,
Dean.
but it has a lot of flavor to it.
Yes,
and
sir.
that's the thing that you want to look for. So now, as that has thickened, that has turned into a cream sauce. It's cheesy. It has flavor. If you want to add more Parmesan to the top of it, you can. Now, what I've taken to the stage is
There you go, Kim.
bringing out a little bowl. So how I would plate this up for, if it was dining for 2, you can sit it on the table and you can dig out, or you can plate it up for.
One question.
So you want to take the, yes.
I mean, bro.
No, you're fine.
Is there a big difference between using butter and margarine?
Not a big difference at all. The 2 different stages between butter and margarine, butter has a higher smoking point. So that's what you're going to run into. That's why that butter you saw burn versus the margarine. The margarine, it has so much water in the margarine until it won't burn. Butter is just straight butter. Turn. So
What you adding there?
now I'm adding Parmesan cheese to the top of this layer just as a garnish.
Okay.
And then we wanna just take a
I got this
hint
one.
of parsley, as we could say, Julia Childs would say, add parsley. And there you go. That's your plated up dish. You can pass it around, look at it, see how it's supposed to
I think they
look.
want some of that one too, actually.
Yeah.
If there ain't no pork, get out there.
That's what your plated up dish should look like. I hope y'all have enjoyed this segment. Any more questions?
where the rest of it at?
Where the rest of it?
What? Yeah, what over there?
Olive oil instead of butter. You can use olive oil. Now, olive oil goes back to
Did you get one?
that high smoking point, so make sure you
Yeah,
keep it on
did you
a
get
warm
one?
temperature when you're
Did you get a
doing
sample?
the flour and the olive oil. Yeah. Yes, you can do, great question, I like that. You can take your vegetables, you can do something as simple as this. You got bird's eye vegetables, right? You got your broccoli, you got your carrots, and your cauliflower already mixed in. You can take that, preheat it just like you would if you were gonna steam it off in the bag, and then dump that off into the cream sauce and the pasta already. You can do that same way for shrimp.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was about to say that.
Okay.
You don't like chicken,
Yeah.
shrimp, scallops.
Yeah, you can do it any type of way. Say that again. After the cream sauce is completely made, just like I did with the chicken, that's the last step that you would add off into that dish.
Which one we talking about there? Shrimp or vegetable?
Add the vegetables.
It's the same process for shrimp, chicken, vegetables, scallops. Big feet.
Pig feet Alfredo.
Hey, trust me, brother. I'm from West Tennessee. I show you how to cook some pig feet. That's a different segment. We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna try to stay a little professional. Let me tighten it in.
Right.
Neck bone. What keeps the noodles from sticking? Yeah. That's the oil that you're gonna put off into the boiling water. That's what's gonna keep them from sticking. As you can see, when I dump those noodles right off into the pan, they immediately just broke up from each other. They separate.
Boil, you put the oil in, you boil it.
Yes. And also you want that pasta to be what they call an al dente stage, and that's to the tooth. So when you bite into it, it's not so mushy. It still has just a little bit of bite in it. So when you put it off into the pan, it'll finish cooking off into the cream sauce. And that also thickens it for you. You know, after pasta still has starch in it, it releases and it continues to thicken.
Can it be made without cheese?
Yes, definitely. You just add more flour. Just add more flour to thicken it. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be the greatest pasta. It can't be made without cheese. If you're lactose intolerant, we'll just try to neck bone.
So what about, if you wanted to spice it up, what seasoning or what spice would you recommend?
Great Cajun seasoning. You can take Cajun seasoning. You can take a little garlic, a little onion powder, salt, pepper, and oil, and marinate that overnight for 24 hours. And then you take that chicken breast, and then you cut it on a high heat, really high heat. And after you cut it on that really high heat, you just pan sear it in the bottom of the pan, and then you finish it off in the oven. And that's your blackened chicken recipe.
Say that one more time.
Yeah. So you take Cajun seasoning, salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, and you mix those together and with oil, just enough to loosen it up, just to make it, vibrant. It's gonna be really red, and you just stick that in the refrigerator for 24 hours and take it out. Cut your pan on. Cast iron is the best to cook blackening in because it gives it a nice crust on the side.
Cast iron versus everything else.
Yeah, cast iron versus just a regular stainless steel skillet or.
Just cast iron, not ceramic coated cast iron?
Oh no, it just old fashioned cast iron.
Lodges or whatever they're
That's
called.
way. I mean, you can put fried chicken in that. I have one of those. They're $25 at Cracker Barrel, Cabin Lodge. Get you one.
Yeah, Kevin Love, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So,
Yes.
how much you charge per night out?
Right. Or do you sell this by the batch?
My dad always say, he said, I charge a man for what he don't know. So I'll get back with you.
Chef, where you work at?
I'm the executive chef of National Healthcare, NHC, if you've ever heard of it.
You mentioned something about cooking classes. Where are they held at?
I was just joking around. I don't per se do.
Is this an offering? Do we need to?
Do we need to do just a section on it?
Oh yeah. No, from a Huddle perspective, I think, and obviously this was very receptive. So we're gonna do this a little bit more often as well. Some cooking demos, bring the guys out. You know, this actually happened by circumstance. I told you that Dirty Baseboard talk, both of our speakers that we did have had to cancel because of some unfortunate situations. So we had to come up with both of these today. The Bible stuff, I was like, we need to integrate that. Houston was like, man, I can do a demo. And it sounded like it, I mean, like I said, it came off. Alicia Belly said it came off. So, yeah, good job, good deal. But, yeah, we'll do this one.
If we buy a cast iron skillet, how do you season it?
Okay, how do you season it? Great question again. You want to put it on a really high heat. You can do it on the stove top, but you need to really be careful. You need to have you something that you can cover it if it gets to burning and the flames get too high. But the best way to do it is outside. You can take the fish frying tank. I mean, not the fish frying tank, but
the propane heater.
The propane, not the propane. No, you don't want to blow up. Okay,
Right.
nuclear holocaust. But so you want to take that the gas burner that what is the thing called?
Burner coil?
Yeah, the burner coil. So you want to take that, you want to hook up the propane, of course, the same way if you were just ready to heat up the oil to fry turkey or fish or whatever you're ready to do. And you get that as hot as you possibly can, and you put the oil in it, and you step back and just let the pan burn. Do it on concrete because you don't want it to catch on fire on the grass. So just make sure that you can use any oil that you want. You can do vegetable, canola, peanut, whatever you're going to fry in the most, whatever you're going to use it for to fry in the most. Most people like to fry chicken in a cast iron skillet. That's what I do. That's how I like my fried chicken, cast iron skillet. The best way you can get that flavor all the way to the bone, and I mean the fried chicken just running all down your arm. And you do everything.
So do you excuse me, ignorant.
No, you're okay.
Do you line it in oil, or do you pour oil in and fill it up with oil?
No. I fill it up like you said, line it. You just want to line the bottom of the pan, and it's going to continue to burn. So you want to keep adding more. So you don't want it to ever get to the point where it stopped burning on one side. That's where your uneven cooking comes in of a pan when you're cooking on a pan. Any other questions? Yes. The little burner. I borrowed it from my job. Let me tell you, we got thousands of them. They're like, I walked up to her. I said, "Lord Jesus, I ain't got no burner." I said, "They want me to do a cookie demo. I don't know what I'm gonna do." I said, I went and asked the lady, and I said, "Can I just borrow this just for today, and I'll return that back?" Huh? The fuel, I think it's a 6-hour fuel tank. Let me show you these things that you can buy. And I promise you can buy them at Walmart for $20.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So this is like a real butane fuel can. And I think it burns for 4 to 6 hours. I'm not...
Would you find that in the, like, camping aisle, in the camping section?
Yep, in the camping section at Walmart.
That's crazy.
Academy Sport, you can get anything that you want there. The electric ones, I don't suggest those. They're not the best. The ones that you can plug in.